Hello. Somebody in the comments asked me to do a flip through of this, presumably out of character, because I have an in-character discovery of what's inside this over on my publication, the Môrdreigiau Chronicles, at projectstarfish.substack.com. So you can check that out there. I'll provide the direct links to the flip through. It is also the index page for book 3 is stored for Wellington, so there's a whole other bunch of guff in there. But if you scroll down, you'll find the video. Okay. This is the unvarnished look what I made version. Look what I made. I have this and I have this. This was the package. I haven't been bothered to wrap it back up again. It was a bit of a pain to do in the beginning. So imagine I've unwrapped it, taken the twine off. There's a box which I haven't even bothered to do a good job on, to be quite honest. And in the box is a letter and a book. So this is the letter. This is on Tomoe River paper. I tea dyed it and then handwritten on it. Not signed. Because this letter was, as part of the conceit, this journal was delivered to Wilberforce after, was it Wilberforce? No, it's Whitcomb. Whitcomb after the fact. And then this is Idathea's diary. You can read it online. It's rolling out as chapters once a week on a Saturday. And we're up to chapter 10. 30 more chapters to go. And this is not the only source, because this over here, I don't know if you could even see it, is the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip through this, and I'm not going to talk about it too much. I'm just going to, it's basically collage. And then I have like bound it into these old covers. So there's the various papers, stickers, etc. and so forth. And her writing, yes, is very tiny. The first journal, which is also somewhere here on my channel, I will also link to that. I handwrote it. But by book 3, that got old. Actually, by the end of book 1, that got old. So I've just done collages with paper and stickers throughout. In the first journal, it was all hidden journaling. So every page was a collage, in essence, or a fake journal entry. Or a polite journal entry. So I've kind of continued that idea that she would keep decorating in her diary, even if she spends a lot of time writing in it. So there we go. Is that one page or 2? That is 2 pages. So there's lots of pages of just text, and then we get a little collage. There's some stenciling on the back of this as well. And then inked around some of the edges. This is one of my favorites. Some of them have like iridescence on them. Super shiny. Again, a mix of stickers and papers. This is PET tape. I even added a bit of lace to that one. I don't know why I didn't do that more often, honestly. Note to self for next book. And this is paper that it's sort of already been collaged upon, and then I've added stickers on the top. This is an old print out of Ackerman's. Obviously not the original. The original will be much larger. And I just tried to do little scenes that were either just pretty, like this one, just pretty, or indicative of what was happening on the pages that I'm flipping through. So like a garden scene or a meeting scene there. Oh, I included a bookmark. This came out of a sticky club. I just felt like it fit. Self-portrait of a dragon. And that's a bit of a hot mess, but you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. This is just Jasper. Yeah. So they end up in Brussels. That's why it's the architecture. Oh, I skipped a page. The architecture is a bit, you know, European looking. Suddenly, not UK looking. Character was sitting at a window, so I used a window sticker with some tape behind it and wallpaper. It's not wallpaper, it's a piece of paper from a collage kit. Rattied up some edges there. That's interesting. Okay, so, you know, not that exciting. It's just a bound book. You see where I've glued the end pages onto the back cover. Stitched the signatures myself. It's a bit uneven, a bit ratty, but I think that just adds to the vintagey charm. So that's Idathea's diary. This, let me put that with that so I don't lose it. This was meant to be William Whitcomb's research notes. Except I did forget to include something in it. So we can just call that's lost. Like his actual research notes, where he puts together things. But what we do have, this beautiful black ribbon, which was easy to wrap again, so I wrapped it again. It's a Lapbook. I don't know if you can see that, so great. So it's a book cover, and then there are book covers inside. These are original book covers. This is not some scanned collage paper that you would download or buy. These were the actual book covers, and I love them so much. I think it held, and I wish I had like red tape to match, but it was hard enough finding the grey tape. So this is the inside, but I was going to show you the outside first. So I made a little envelope out of an old file folder, which if you've seen the making of, I'll link both of those below as well. This is turning into a real link fest. And then inside there is a letter, and there's the essay. Again, all on Tomoe River paper. I used a different ink for this one. Tea dyed the pages first. And then the cover letter. Et voila. 1855. So this is actually a Victorian setup. Long after the events, we're talking, I can't do math. Yeah, we're 55 minus 50, 40 years after the events. Right, so people have either died and have either died or are like elderly. So he's kind of left his research a bit late. But the reason why he starts the research, so the story goes, can be found inside. And we'll go this way. And he has, in here, again, made from Tim Holtz paper, you probably recognize that. This book, A Sword for Wellington. So this is a French book cover. scanned that I downloaded from and bought from Etsy. I've linked to her in the making of video. So what I did was I wrote the story A Sword for Wellington from the point of view of the daughter of the two lead characters, which I guess is a bit of a spoiler, but also it's a romance. So how is it a spoiler exactly? And it's just the text. I don't want to spoil anything. Well, I can show you the front to you. Like, these are already out. And I had it on Scrivener, compiled it into a PDF, and then used booklet something to make it. And there's a letter in the back with a fake little seal. This is on paper I bought from Officeworks, and that's from Hugh, the romantic lead in this story. And this book, because it mentions Arthur and his sword, etc. and so forth, sends this poor old researcher, William Whitcomb, off to figure out, well, does the Duke of Wellington really possess an Arthurian treasure, and why isn't it with the rest of the crown jewels, etc. and so forth? And is Brandon a madman because there's ghosts and magic and no one believes him? Poor thing. So this is a list of just letters. And I read through all of these in the in-character flip through. But again, it's Môrdreigiau River paper. This is the solicitor's letter. So it's in black ink from Greenwich, London, 55. This idea of just posting them in like this, I found, rather than doing all the envelopes and having to open everything, during the Shakespearean era, this is how people would stick their invoices together. And I guess, you know, we had those pointy things where you just put the paid invoices down on. So yeah, so this is tea-dyed. This is actually in the final order. So the first letter's at the back because, of course, it's been put in first. And it's from the author, Mrs. Olwen Treverson. And then there's a slightly angry letter from our William W.W. And then she writes back. This is a little bit like one of those email exchanges. And then we've got, "You horrible woman." And he's really upset because now he's in the poorhouse. And then the cease and desist from the solicitor. So yeah, and this is, I believe, Tim Holt's paper. That's also Tim Holt's paper backing onto that. So that's that side. We come over here. We have this side. And this is all the correspondence that he has collected from the people who were in Waterloo at the time or who knew either the two leads from the characters. So there's this mishmash of real life events and fictional events that we're doing here. And he has a little log here. Some of this is from Ink and Pages, her kits, her free kits, and maybe, thank you, Bird. Free kits, and maybe, it was a paid kit, maybe it was the Archivist Folio. So in here I just made some paper, tea-dyed it, as you do. And it's just a list of people who were at the Duchess of Richmond's ball the night of the Battle of Waterloo, like right before it began. And so he's like reaching out to them. Some of them have died probably. So in a couple of cases I had the daughter write back. So yes, and then he has all these, am I in shot? I'm just going to break this paper a bit. We have all these borrowers' cards, University of London Library, the reading room of the British Museum, the Royal Society of Arts Library, so those are all in there. And that actually is the prettiest one. We should put that in the front, shouldn't we? And then we have some maps, one of Waterloo and one of the city of Brussels, because, you know, if you're a writer, you like to have maps of where you've been and where you're going. So that is that side. And then these are the letters that are all folded up. This is the one that was returned unanswered. That are all folded up. This is to the Duchess as Richmond, the date that he received her reply back, and they're all folded up, Regency style. the responses, which I read on camera over on the Substacky. So yes, I know I'm driving you somewhere else, but wouldn't it be great if you could like read these letters at your leisure and not have to listen to my accent do it? So yes, and these little thingies are from Ink and Pages as well. And then the very back pocket is a file folder from Tim Holtz that I've covered up in Tim Holtz marbling tape, which is really good for doing such things. So yes, we went full marble on this one. And that goes in there, and I think we've got, wait, that goes in there, that goes in there, like that. Trying to tuck them in. And then we have like a Wellington letter, which is probably actually from his son because he died in 52. Oops. And then another the fictional characters, and then a letter from the main characters, Hugh Devonish. So, and you can read all of those over on that. So this is actually a fairly simple lap book. We just have stacked pockets here. We have these things here, which you can, I think this was in a paid kit on Etsy from Ink and Pages. Made life easier for me to figure that out. And then I just stacked that on top of file folders, which I turned into pockets. So yes, so that's what that is. And she had something similar to this in one of her kits as well. And I just added these flaps and then made this bigger to fit the book. So it was a smaller size kit. So that, my friends, is the lap book. Unedited. With, oh, what's this? And, oh, what could it be? Like, if you want the full ramble, go watch that video and watch me discover everything that's in here. The text of both the letter, which I also read, the essay, which I also read, and what else? The letters are all over on my publication, Môrdreigiau Chronicles, as well. So, yes. As flip-throughs go, this is one of the simpler ones, which I guess is just as well, because book 4, I have so many primary and secondary sources for book 4. It's getting just a little bit ridiculous. More on that in the writing vlogs as they come up. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, comment below, let me know. I'm doing like a mix of these and writing vlogs, and these come about usually whenever I have something to show you, because this took over a week to make. So you can subscribe here if you want to see more of that. Let me know which ones you like better. Do you like the writing vlogs? Do you like these making of ones? Both, neither. Actually, if neither, just go on to the next video, guys. Honestly. And if you want to read my writing, it is actually free. I don't charge anything for you to read my writing. It is free to read on a website. I'm just binding this back up again. projectstarfish.substack.com. Hey, you don't even have to give me your email. You can just read. It'll pop up and ask you for the email. But if you just say, no, let me have a look first, then you can just keep reading. So it's very accessible. And if you're worried about the rating, I would say it's probably an adult romance, but pretty clean. Like there's steam. There's some interesting stuff coming up in this book, but it's pretty much bedroom door. No, actually we do go into the bedroom, but not for long, okay? So it's not like a Sarah J. Maas, for example, or some of the other fantasy romances you might have been reading. So it's not young adult, I would say, because it does deal with some adult issues, but it's also not written for that market anyway. It's what I wanted to write, and I didn't want to go full steam. Get it, full steam. So I've just done this middle road of writing, and there are times where I really want to go full steam, but because it's public to read and not behind any sort of paywall, I am loath to do that. Right, so that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I've rambled on far too much. I hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know whether you did or not. If you reached the end, if there's a book emoji, put a book emoji down. That would be awesome. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.